Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independence Street, NOLA, and I'm here to talk about the supermoon, the strawberry full moon that's happening tomorrow, June 14th. It'll be at its peak at 6:51 a.m. here, Central Standard Time. It is 8:30, a little after 8:30 at night, and it's still really bright out here. I know it doesn't look as bright because cell phones and shit, but it's still pretty bright. So I want to do this as fast as I can, but also so we could see the beautiful moon, and also to share in the light, because this is the time where it stays the brightest, longest, and then the solstice we start heading back towards the dark. So this really is my favorite time of year because I love the fact that it's 8:30 and it's still really bright, even though it looks like it's getting dark really fast. So the good news is, at least we can look at the moon as I talk about it. So a couple things about this Sagittarius full moon. The moon will be in Sagittarius. The sun is still in Gemini. We know when it is a full moon, it means that the sun and the moon are opposite of each other. So that's really good. And we've got some neighbors. So the sun will be in Gemini. The moon will be in Sagittarius. So let's talk about what's coming through very clearly for me with this full moon. And it was taking me for a while to get to this, but as always, I knew that it was going to come through pretty clearly. So when we talk about Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the adventurer, right? And Sagittarius in its highest realm likes to go on these adventures. And when he goes on these adventures, he sees how other people live, and then he sees how he can take it back to his house and see how he can incorporate it in his life, right? And so tonight we had a group meeting, and in that meeting, one of my friends had come back from Australia, and she was talking about, she was, there being who she was and with her background. And then she was seeing how the Aboriginal people live, and that's how they lived, and it was fine. And then she came back home to America, and she's integrating maybe some of their ideas, but at the end of the day, the way they were living suited them, and the way that she lives suits her. And bygones. And to me, that is the apex, right? That is the energy of Sagittarius in its highest self. So with this Sagittarius full moon, full moons are released, correct? And the idea to me is that we're releasing those ideas that people can't be, we're releasing an idea that people have to be a certain way, right? We all have to be one way, and if someone else lives a different way or has a different belief, then we have to go in and change that or tell them it's bad. This full moon is, to me, bringing us back to our authentic self. This full moon, to me, is releasing all those lower vibrations that, things have to be a certain way. I'm trying to hold this, but my arms are getting tired. And so it's important for us to really get into that mindset that people are allowed to live with their beliefs, and we can be super grounded in who we are and know that because we know who we are, and we're open to other way people live, then what that does is it gets us out of enmeshment in lower 3D vibes and lower 4D thinking. Okay, so the 4D is that collective conscious. And I feel like what this moon is doing is that we're releasing more of that codependency that we have on the 4D. We're releasing the enmeshment that we have in the 4D, and really getting into this idea that we can be our authentic self. We can be who we're supposed to be. People can be who they're supposed to be, and it's going to be okay. And it's that idea of going on adventures. It's that idea of having fun, those lighthearted ideas. At the same time, it is the idea that like it's a full moon, so we're releasing those lower vibrations, we're releasing those judgments, we're releasing the idea that we have to be more, or we have to look like what the 4D says we have to look like, or we have to look like this is what success looks like. All those things, right? Because none of those things are true, right? It's just what we started to make as a collective conscious. And with this full moon in Sagittarius, we can release all those ideas, all those limiting beliefs, and we can go on these adventures, right? We can go on these adventures to see what else is out there, right? We can go on those adventures with ourselves to see how far we can go. You know, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of gift, luck, you know, expansion, but also we talk about the planet of faith, right? And now it's time to have that deep faith that we can go higher. Usually when Jupiter is in the picture, I always like say, okay, you know, don't overcommit, you know, keep yourself in check. And with this full moon, I'm saying go for it, go for it, go for it. Just go, just go, just go. Say yes, say yes, say yes. And the reason I'm saying that is a couple reasons. One, I lost the moon. One, we never lose the moon. The sun is in Gemini, right? And Gemini is the twins. And the twins is gathering all this information, right? So you're going to keep getting good information. To keep going for it, to be solid in your authentic self. Mercury, the planet of communication, who rules Gemini, has gone direct and is in Gemini. So Mercury's in his home, right? So we're going to start getting good information. Now, Mercury's still in its shadow until the 18th. So know that. So it's not like completely, it's still a little foggy, if you will. But at the same time, it is direct. So it is starting to bring in good information, good information, good information. Unlike when it's retrograde and it's talking to itself, when it is direct, it is starting to talk to others, okay? And bring that in. So that's good. So the Gemini, the twins, they're talking to others and bringing it in. They're talking it to you and bringing it in. The other thing is Venus in Taurus, right? Venus rules Taurus. And Venus is in Taurus right now. So Venus and Taurus together, right? So Venus is at her home. Okay, so now we have two planets at home. There's going to be another one. So we have two planets at home, and Venus rules money, you know, Venus rules love, Venus rules, you know, self-esteem, especially in Taurus, and Venus rules creativity. So now if you can imagine all these things, right, that you would want to go forward, like, it would be like going into your kitchen and knowing where everything is and making the best meal, right? You know how to create because you know where everything is in the kitchen. You know where everything is in your house, right? So when Venus is at home, right, she has all the right information because Gemini is in its home. Gemini is direct, and Venus knows what to create. Venus knows how to till the earth, to plant the seeds. Venus knows how to, especially with the moon being full, she knows how to have these conversations to soothe in order to get the information she needs. Venus also realizes that she's at home and she's fucking frazzled because she's been on all these vacations, right? Adventuring. She knows what she needs to do in order to soothe herself, right? And get her back to her center. Venus there is self-confidence, right? Venus in Taurus is your authentic self. That's how I see it as well, your authentic self. And then you have, because there's more, Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. And Saturn is Aquarius's first ruler. It's its ancient ruler. Uranus is Uranus is Aquarius' modern ruler. So now you have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So Saturn is also home. And Saturn is stability, right? So I'm saying, you know, go for it, initiate, lose those lower vibes, because with all these planets in their homes, it's real comforting. It is this sense that shoot for the stars, you know, because what's not going to be stable is not going to go through for you, okay? You're not going to get all the way done with the project just to realize, oh, this is never going to work. Nope, that can't happen with this kind of energy. Okay, there's too many planets at home. There's too many planets at home cultivating good energy, solid energy, positive energy that is going to work with authentic self, your destiny, in order to move you forward. We are in this age of Aquarius. That is the individual first and then the collective, right? And this full moon is talking about that. How did you go out on these adventures? What did you see? How do you bring that home to you as an individual? And then how do you bring that out into the world, right? So when someone's saying XYZ about a group of people, you can be like, actually, that's not true because I was there and everything was fine, right? That's you being authentic to yourself. That's you being authentic to the group of people that you were. That's you creating safety for you. That's you creating safety for others, right? And a lot of this is energetically. At the same time, a lot of this can be not material, but brought into this 3D world, right? Because Venus and Taurus, right? And Taurus is Earth. Taurus is an Earth sign, which brings up another point. Ground this energy in, ground this idea of faith. Jupiter is the planet of faith, as well as expansion, gifts, luck. So ground this in. You know, Venus is that divine feminine. She sees beauty. She cultivates beauty in whatever how that means. So know that. Also know, like with this is a lot of fun energy. This is a lot of buoyant energy. So if you feel like you need a rest and you can find that center and just relax, go ahead and do that. If you want to take all this, you know, full moon energy and channel it into a new project, go ahead and do that. That feels good because this full moon is releasing, whether you set the intention or not, a lot of those lower limiting beliefs that we cannot carry forward with us, especially in the 3D, in the 4D, or the 5D going higher. The 4D is that collective conscious. The 5D is the energy of love. And we've got Taurus, or Venus and Taurus, and Venus is at home, so bring in that energy of love, ground it in. Communicate it with yourself, the twins, Gemini, bring in all this information, as well as Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. It's at 26 degrees, I believe, which is the further end. So this is a solid energy. This is saying if you start something or believe in something, it will have what it needs to be stable. And if it's not catching on, then it's not stable. Use the twins to keep asking questions or gathering more information, because Mercury is direct. So I could go on and on. I can go on and on all night about this beautiful full moon. But my neighbors, it's getting weird because it's a full moon. So, and we are in New Orleans. So I hope this makes sense. Rejuvenate, recharge, revive, all those things. It's the full moon. Put your crystals out. This is a good moon to do that, to clear those crystals and to charge them up. And just for us as individuals, do the same. You know, channel this energy into new projects, or just channel this energy into you. And just start having some fun, you guys. Like really bring in this energy of like being home and coming home and being able to tell everybody about your adventures, and just seeing like on a higher plane, everything is okay. We are reaching for that 5D, which is love. Okay guys, it's dark, but seriously not as dark as it looks on this. If you have any questions, please reach out to me via Instagram or on the website. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye.